What's going on, YouTube fam? Today I want to do a quick comparison between the 2025 and the 2016 Chicago 1 lows. Before I get into the comparison and go over both kicks, if you're new to my channel, first time stumbling across one of my videos, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. But listen, while I have you here, do me a huge favor. Hit the subscribe button and click that notification bell. That way, whenever I upload anything new, get a little notification, head to the video, check it out. If you're on social media, Instagram, Twitter, X, TikTok, really any of them nowadays, and you enjoy photos of sneakers, maybe some outfit inspiration with kicks, anything related to sneakers, honestly, give me a follow. You can find me. I am TMCII. And lastly, while you're watching the comparison or afterwards and you enjoyed it, hit the like button. Really goes a long way. A little indicator to me. Let me know that you enjoy the content, and it just makes me want to keep recording videos to share with you guys when I have pickups or comparisons or anything like that. So now that intro is all out of the way for all the first timers, let's dive into this review. So like I mentioned, you have two Chicago 1 lows. The shoe right here on the left, this is the 2016. This is the 2025 release. And when I scooped these up, I was like, man, there's some major differences. So I just wanted to kind of share and show with you guys. So let's do that. First thing, we'll go over the toe box. That is like one of the huge things. Besides the color, the color's a little bit different too. Both say Varsity Red on the box, and I'll show you guys that a little bit on the label. But it seemed like the red is a little bit darker on the 2025s versus the 2016s. But looking at this, you guys can see the toe shape. The cut of this leather came like all the way down here, whereas the 2025 is kind of peeled back on the toe. It's really, really thin around the toe box. Seemed like they used a lot more leather on the 2025s, and you just have like a lot of white on here, not that much red around the toe on the 2016s. The leather materials also, these feel like really, really thin. Like the leather that they use, it just feel like a really, really thin, cheap sheet of leather on the 2016. I'm not sure why they were like that. I think all those 15s and 16 lows at the time, the leather was like really crappy, now that I remember. But seemed like the leather that you get on the 2025s, it's a much better leather. And you can see just how thick the cut of leather it is, like the sheet of leather that they used around the toe. And just look how thin this is. This is like paper thin. This is like a, almost like a sheet of paper for how thin this is. So the leather quality or synthetic leather, whatever they used on here, this was like really, really, really cheap stuff that they used on 2016. Just looking at the two, you guys can see you got a nice thick sheet of leather on the 25s versus the 16s. Coming up to the laces, look like the laces are a little bit different for as the lines and stuff in the laces. Both have these nylon tongues, same material. One thing is different. You don't have any trademarking on the 2016, but on the 2025s, you have the little trademark right by the E and Nike on here. So that's something I felt that I saw was different. The padding, it doesn't feel as padded on the 2016 versus the 2025. 2025 feel a little bit more padded. And I'll scroll this around. So now that I flip these around, this is the 2025, and now this is the 2016. Even the padding and the liner in here, this one feels kind of thin versus the 2025. Seems like you have a little bit more padding in the inside on the 2025s versus the 2016. Looking at the insole, same thing with the trademarking. There's no trademark on the E and Nike on the insole of the 16s, but there is the trademark on the E for the 2025s. Both have like the little cardboard shoe trees, as you can see in here. Turn these to the side really quick so you guys can get a good look at the swoosh differences. So putting them side by side, at a glance, you can't really tell, but the swoosh is a little bit bigger on the 2016s versus the 2025. Even the placement, you can see that there's a small little gap between the top of the swoosh and where the laces are, and you have a little bit more space on the 2025s right here. You have a little bit more space right here. The overall shape's a little bit different too, and I'll put the shoes back side by side for you guys to see that. Just looking at the shape of the shoes, turn it to the side like this. They both have the slant, the from the tongue to the toe have that slant pattern, but the 2016 just, I don't know, it just look a little bit weird now compared to the 2025s. Overall heights of the shoes seem like the 2016s, the height on the back come up a little bit, seems a little bit more narrow in the heel area. These seems a little bit more fatter and wider on the 2025s. The Wings logo, this feels like this feels like almost like a sticker, like an iron-on almost. Where this one feel like it's kind of, you know, embossed or debossed down into the leather on here. Like you can actually feel this on here. And this one is glossy on the 2016, a little bit more glossy. This was a little bit more matted. Trying to see even the size of the Wings logo. Seemed like this was a little bit smaller than it is on the 2025. And you can just see the quality of the leathers too. You can see this one have a little bit more wrinkles in it, just a little bit. You can see more of the skin, I guess. And this just looks really flat and really synthetic, and it feels like that. You know, it really feels, you know, really synthetic and cheap. The liner, also you can see how thin the liner is around the inside, and it's a little thicker on the 2025s. So that is something else. Trying to see, looking at the heights of the heel part, this right here, it seems like the 2016s, this comes up a little bit higher than it does on the 2025s. That is something that I noticed. Trying to see what else, trying to capture everything that just kind of sticks out really quick. But I think for the most part, this is some of the main things. Like I said, here's the overall shapes. These seems like a little bit more wider. These seem like these were a little bit more narrow on the 2016s. See if there's any major difference on the outsoles. Not really. Just maybe the color. The reds are a little bit different in tone. The print at the bottom right here, this is the 2016. This is the 2025. So not too much of a difference that you can really point out and notice, but that's some of the main things that I noticed between the two. Show you guys the box. This is the 2016, so this was the lid, the label back then. So this one has Varsity Red on here. The product code's a little bit different, and here is the 2025 label right here. And this one also has Varsity Red, but a different product code. So same, had the black with the red writing. The boxes, the 2025s came with white laces. 2016s, I don't believe came with any extra laces. If they did, I can't find mine, but I didn't think they came with any extra laces. So I think that's pretty much it, man. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Both have the same amount of lace holes. I know sometimes when they were doing the Jordan 1 lows, you would get 7 lace holes instead of 8, but you both get the same amount of lace holes on these. I think that's it, man. So I'm gonna wrap the video up. Like I mentioned earlier, subscribe if you're new, hit that notification button. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.